Hi, everyone. Welcome to Merch Money. It feels so good to be back. We're here today with Daniel.
Yay.
So thank you so much for being here with us. And of course, Bree's here. Amy is driving back from Boston, so she can't be with us tonight, but she will be so happy to have her back. She had a rough week, but she'll be back, and I know she was happy to see all her family and friends and everything up there. So but anyway, Bree, you want to start us off?
Sure. So I'm Brianna Moller Greene, co-owner of Design4dollars.com, and I'm Merch Maverick here on the Merch Money Show. And oh my goodness, I'm so exhausted. I've been up since, I know everybody thinks I get up at like 4 every morning, but it's not. It's usually more like 5:30.
I was going to say, sometimes it's 4:05.
Yeah. And like I keep getting in this cycle now where like I can't sleep past 4. So anyway, I'm so tired, but excited because we have just so much going on. I've got the trip to Los Angeles. So I'm taking off Thursday. I'm actually going to spend the day with my mom and Luna, and they're going to bring me to the airport. So like have a little girls' day, and then I'll be out at Ecom 2019 out there. Yeah, and I'll get to meet Aaron and Duncan for the first time. So,
I'm so excited. I really hope you guys go live or take pictures or something.
Totally. Oh my gosh. Shenanigans will abound. I just know it.
I feel like I just picture like The Hangover, like that movie.
Totally. Totally. So, that's exciting. And then, well, of course, Helen, as you know, we were originally going to launch the new class of brandability, but we've just been crazy busy, and then we had the brandability webinar, and of course our Zoom account didn't keep the recording, and not everybody can make a webinar like in the middle of the day or
right.
At a certain time at night. So anyway, point is excuse me, we want to run it again. We want to have the webinar again. So we're pushing the launch a week so that a lot of you will have time to, pop into the webinar Wednesday at 7 p.m. And, I understand, obviously, some of us have obligations and stuff, but hopefully we'll have the replay this time. And we can get that out to you. So, but, and for those of you that don't know, I just yap about brandability like you're supposed to know. It's brand building, and it's pod based. It's print on demand based. And it's super exciting because it's, you're building your own brand, you own it. It's a digital asset that you can sell. And the cool part is when it's pod based, when it's print on demand based, there's no physical inventory. So that's what's the most exciting part. You have this awesome store and you don't have to touch any of it or ship any of it. So
it's really nice.
Yeah.
Really nice. Well, I had a busy week. I feel like one thing with being an entrepreneur is like your weekends and your weeks just blend together sometimes. So I have a stepson, Henry, and he wasn't with us this weekend. He's with his mom. So weekends that we don't have him, sometimes I just end up working, which happens. So I'm like, I don't even know what day it is right now. But anyway, I have been working on my brand. I've kind of started with it just being in an Etsy store before I started on the Shopify store. So I've been testing different designs and, building up some Pinterest boards and things like that. So I'm working on that. Got up to 6,000 shirts listed for my merch account. And I'm really excited because very soon.
That is awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited about that, but I'm also excited very soon there's going to be a integration between Merch Wizard and Orbit Kit. So I've been getting that ready too. That's why I wanted to have that final push to get like all my designs uploaded so that they'd all be on Merch Wizard so that it'd be easy to just get all these out everywhere. So I'm finally
I can't wait to see how that
finally going to be one of these people that has multiple streams of income. You guys have been on my case for a long time, and I'm like, it's finally going to be here.
But what's cool is there are multiple streams that make sense. Like, it's,
Yeah.
you know, it's really just kind of scaling out something you're already doing.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to see the Merch Wizard Orbit Kit integration, because as you guys know, I've used both of them for the past year. Well,
Yeah.
Merch Wizard since it came out, but Orbit Kit for the past year. And so now to see how they're going to work together, oh, I can't wait. It's going to be exciting. Yeah.
So excited. So Daniel, welcome. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for rescheduling. He was so flexible to come on this week instead of last week. So
yeah, thank you for having me. Really appreciate it. So my name is Daniel. I live here in Toronto, Canada. I've been on Merch pretty
you're not
much.
far from me.
Where are you?
I'm 45 minutes from Niagara Falls.
Okay, yeah, we're pretty close.
And actually, just a year ago, I was just up there in Toronto for an Amazon conference.
Oh, is he having that again? I would love to go to that.
I know.
I
don't
met
hear of these things.
His name's Dang Nguyen, I think, and I had met him at ASD. I went out to dinner with him and a few other people the night that Brianna had a party that all of my friends went to. So I missed seeing her. Like, we just crossed paths barely. But
oh my gosh, okay.
That's who I was going out to dinner with, was him and like that group of people. So it was
Daniel, I'll have to keep you posted, because I want to say that, I mean, I know it was like in March last year, maybe even earlier. But I think they were going to just maybe have it when it was warmer.
Okay, yeah, I would be interested in going.
Yeah. I said, I think it's like a 3-hour drive for me, but
okay.
I'm just 45 minutes from the border.
Nice. I hope you enjoyed your time here.
Yeah, I do. I love it there.
Yeah, so I've been on Merch since almost the beginning. I do have a graphic arts background. Actually, what I actually studied is multimedia arts. So it's like a video, audio, graphic
I'm like,
design.
no, you're fine. We lost you for a minute.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm good?
You're good now.
Okay. So I was just saying that I studied multimedia arts. So it's like a combination of audio, video, and graphic arts, I guess. And so with that, I kind of went towards web design. So that definitely helped me out when I started Merch, because I already knew how to use Photoshop, Illustrator, and these things. Yeah, so I'm really happy with this opportunity. Just like you ladies, I'm trying to expand my income with different revenues. But currently, I've just had a baby with me and my wife, so I've been just busy with that. So honestly, the past 2 months, I just, trying to sleep and.
Well, congratulations!
Thank you.
Less than 3 months, like a little brand new baby.
Yeah. So I've been, really happy with that, and with this opportunity too, it makes me be able to be home. I have a flexible time, so if my wife has to do something, I'm there. If I have to do something, she'll, it's just the whole doing this kind of online business. It gives you that flexibility and be able to kind of, do the things that are important in your life, right? So if right now it's my family, right? So I'm able to take the time and spend it with my family, and not having to go to work, waking up at 6 or 8 in the morning and having to drive to work and worrying about what's going on at home, right? So I'm here. And also with that, my wife, I think she realized she kind of wants to start working online as well. So she's, I'm trying to encourage her to get on to Merch by Amazon. She does have an account. She does make a little bit of money, but since the baby was born, she's been really like, I think I need to get into this more. And she's also a good, pretty good, big fan of you girls. So
tell her we said hi.
Yeah.
And if she's there,
maybe she'll come.
On.
She's with a baby. I'll try to get her here.
And the baby, why not?
Yeah. Mari, come if you can. And yeah, she just likes watching you girls, because I do watch a lot of merch content, and I think it's not that it's dominated by men, but when I watch the show and the channel, she's like, and she kind of with a little bit more interest, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
But she's just like, yeah, girls power, let's do it.
Awesome.
She's really, she enjoys the show.
Oh,
that's super exciting that you guys both are gonna, you know, be able to be home and with the baby. And like, I think that's one thing too that we can't like repeat enough for people at home. Like, just one income stream alone online can really change your whole lifestyle and make it really, really flexible. There's so many ways to make it work. And it's incredible too, because I'm sure, as you're finding, I mean, as a new parent or with a new child, you have a crazy schedule anyway, but it's like, hey, you can like work crazy hours if you need to, or go to those doctor's appointments, or, you know, be there for those small moments that are special. So that's great.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Cool.
Oh, I'm so happy for you. And I'm just so happy that you found merch right at the beginning and were able to use your talent right away. And you've been one of the people, like a lot of people say, like if you share and if you teach and if you help other people, it helps you too. And I feel like maybe has that happened with you? Because I know you've had such an amazing YouTube channel and helped so many people.
Well, definitely, it not just like it definitely helped me connect with people, just like how I'm connecting with you. I've had people reach out to me, you know, saying, "Oh, I like the channel," and you know, people that you might also know as well. So I got to be able to network because of it, the YouTube channel. So I think that was a great idea for me to start it. Initially, what I was actually doing is I was starting this channel because I didn't find that many content with Amazon and Canada, and I was looking for FBA stuff. So it's very different. So a lot of the stores are different. The shipping is totally different. The demand is totally different. There are some content creators that do Amazon with FBA with Canada, but there weren't that many. So I thought maybe I could get into this and make a video about this, because I was just getting into it. And when I got into it, then the Merch by Amazon thing popped up.
So that was going to be my next question: is when did you do FBA, or how did you find out about FBA?
Well, FBA, I did Rake and Profit is one of the
me too.
videos.
Yep.
Cody Hawk. So that kind of
those were the people back then. Was it 2014 or 15 or?
I think it was 15. It was almost when merch came out. So I was
and you know what I love? I love that they are still around and still doing great.
And it's so fun to see how much they've grown in that amount of time. Like it's I don't know how to explain it.
You know what's cool to me too, and as Daniel, as you're describing, you know, FBA and everything, it's fun to see a core group of entrepreneurs, whether some of us go a little crazier with print on demand or a little crazier with Amazon FBA. It's just fun to watch everyone else's journey too.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's
as it evolves.
It's amazing to see how many people they've helped, and then they can see those people grow, and it's just it's amazing.
Yeah.
We had Cody on the show. Cody Hawkins does merch too. And
I watched I think I watched that one. Yeah.
So that was fun because he had coached me. He was I started in 2014, and he like decided to see like if he liked coaching or not, and I was like one of his first people he coached. So
that's awesome.
Back when he was cheap to get coaching from. I don't even want to know how much it is now, but yeah. So you, as soon as merch came out, how'd you hear about it?
Well, Chris Greene. So I heard about it with Chris Greene. It was something on YouTube as well. So I don't know where exactly on YouTube or whose channel.
Well, Reagan definitely had him on his channel. So he was on the Green Room. He was on.
Yeah, it was definitely on the Green Room. Like Young is there, right?
Yeah.
So I heard it. I think in like either in the Green Room chat or something. But
it was on all the channels around that time. So
now with your background, were you immediately like, merch? Like I gotta see that, because like for me, I don't have any background in it whatsoever.
Yeah.
So I think someone put me in the group. I'm like, what is this? I don't know what's going on here. And then I was like, oh, look at this. All right, this is cool. Like it wasn't something I went right into or was feeling compelled to do. How was it for you?
Well, I definitely was like, well, I have to try this. It was something that, because of my design background,
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, this is, and it was something that I made like 10 designs in a couple of days, and I put it up, and I really just forgot about it. And then a couple of months later, I realized I was getting some checks, because I was more focused on learning FBA. And then I just realized I'm pretty much almost making the same thing I'm making with these t-shirts than I'm doing with FBA after going to, doing the whole retail arbitrage, getting products, and I'm just learning, right? I'm not going to be making this huge investment. I'm just little by little kind of growing, selling books, stuff like that, and just trying to, get my feet wet. And then I just realized, like, I can make merch actually grow a bit faster, because it was growing faster with very little effort. It took me a couple of days to come up with some designs, and they were selling. Now, back then, I think it was definitely a lot easier to get, started like that, right?
Yeah.
You put up some designs and they start selling it. Nowadays, you can't just put up some designs and start selling, because I can do a whole week of designs and none of them are selling, right?
Yeah.
But so it was a different ball game. But, I definitely realized the potential. Although I think I realized it a couple months later, because I wasn't really paying attention to it. And then it just grew. And then I was like, yeah, let's just do this. And I enjoyed it.
Awesome.
Yeah, so definitely a great opportunity. I think I took advantage at the right moment. And then after a year or so, or a year and a half, I quit a job and decided to kind of pursue working online full time.
That is so exciting.
Wow.
So great. It's so funny how all three of us were at the same time, and we were all in such different places and reacted so differently. Like, Bree's acting like she didn't take advantage right away, but she started a company for it. Well, I guess you already had the company, but you added a division of
I think it took like a month or two, and I was like,
for her, that's like makes it sound like, oh, I didn't take action right away, I took a month. Like,
yes, you're right.
It was more than 3 minutes. So, but yeah, for me, I knew right away. I was like, this is what I want to do. This is such a great thing. Like, I had been looking for passive income, and I'm like, this is passive income. Like, I definitely want to do it. So I was completely sold, but I was so new in being an entrepreneur that I didn't understand, like, that I could just do it. Like, I felt like if I didn't know graphic design, it would take a long time to learn it, or it'd be like really hard, or I'd have to learn how to hire somebody. Like, I just didn't have the right mindset that it's like, oh, we'll just learn it and do it. Like, so I just didn't for a long time, like, just learning and watching from the Facebook groups, but not taking action. So it wasn't until Brianna waited that whole extra month and started D4D that I finally got in and bought some designs. But
Helen, are you doing any designs yourself?
Yeah, so I kept doing FBA.
I'm even doing a little myself now. What
the heck? I did FBA.
I think a lot more people are trying to do it as well themselves, right?
Yeah, I bought designs like all of 2017, and then 2018 I bought designs like halfway through the year, and then I started like here and there. It was actually my brother, I think, that really got me into designing, because as soon as we started the Merch Money Show, he started watching it. And he's like a pharmaceutical rep, has nothing to do with like entrepreneurship or design or anything. But from our show, he learned everything and started making his own designs and selling them. And I'm like, how did you learn how to design? He's like, from your show. I'm like, well, I haven't learned how to design from my show. So we were at the beach over the summer, and he's like sitting there with the overwrap, like, Helen, it's really not that hard. And he was like, I was looking at it like, I don't know what to do. He's like,
you know what it is,
he convinced me to do it.
Helen, is it maybe, well, no, you have a bit of a design background, right? You did a little bit.
I loved art in high school. I even like applied for art in college and got in for some places for being an art major. Like, I loved painting, but I hated computers. Like, I had this huge block against computers my whole life. Like, I've just hated them. And I've been against
affliction.
Yeah, I've been so against technology and everything. So everything has been a struggle. Like, to start the YouTube channel is a struggle. To look at, like, I can't understand the concept of like using a phone or a computer to create art. I'm like, no, you need a paintbrush. So it's just hard for me to be like, holding a phone being like, what am I supposed to do? So I don't know. It's just, it is what it is.
Actually, my wife is pretty much the same thing because she actually studied art. So she's like has the more of the traditional painting, and she does like landscape paintings, and she's really good. But it's exactly the same thing when you put a computer in front of her, and she's like, "What am I supposed to do with this?" Like kind of thing. So it's a bit of a transition, right?
Yeah, I remember when.
That's a good point too. That just goes to show that, like, you know, first of all, it doesn't matter if you're graphic design based, art based. You know, me, I don't have any like experience in that. We're in a day and age now where if you just take a little bit of time, or like Helen, you know, the examples you're giving, just watch the show, play with some apps, like you really can learn this, you know, it does not need to be scary. It's like super attainable.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's so funny. Like, I think that's one thing, like, where it's good that I'm on this show, because I think people can like learn. Like, I'm not somebody who necessarily learns things quickly. I have a ton of blocks where I'm like, I can't do that. So it takes me a while. Like, even being in this brandability class, I make it out to be this like huge thing that's so hard. And it's like, I know once I do it, I'm gonna be like, that, like, I don't even understand why I thought that was hard. Like, it's not hard to start a brand. So I think hopefully people can see like, okay, well, she has trouble doing it. Like, maybe it's not so bad that I also have trouble with it. Like, it's something that we can all get past and then realize like it really wasn't that hard.
Yeah, I think it's once you break things down into digestible pieces and processes, and like sometimes looking at the whole picture of like, here, sell on merch, or here, build a brand. You're like, what the, like, what are the steps I have to follow? Yeah. And then once you get those steps down and you've gone through them, you're like, I can do this. I've conquered it.
And I think like now I have the mindset where I know like it's silly. Like it's just like in my mind that it's something hard. Like I know I'm making it harder than it really is. Yeah. But back then when merch came out, I didn't know that. I thought that it just was hard. And then it was something that I couldn't do. Like I didn't realize like, oh, this is just my perception. But anyway, so we're supposed to be talking about Daniel, not
I think definitely.
So tell us about I guess just what kind of designs you do, what you do on your YouTube channel, like what
I'm interested like to know kind of, you know, if you don't have to reveal anything as far as specifics, but I'm just interested to know if you have certain niches that you're in, or if you incorporate any local, you know, business to business stuff or local merch. Your whole merch.
Well,
strategy.
The local stuff, so merch by Amazon, I wouldn't be able to do it local because I'm in Canada, unless, I don't know, I guess if I can connect with people online. But the good thing is also with me doing the videos, I actually got a shop owner that has a longboard shop, skate shop. He liked one of my designs that I was doing about Toronto. And he said, yo, I want your t-shirts in my shop. And actually I made some hoodies for him. So that, you know, doing the whole YouTube thing,
that's
got
awesome.
me the opportunity to get some of my designs in a store.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
So
cool.
obviously it's not connected with merch, but you know, I think when you get out there and you just try your best and just, you know, do your best, and sometimes someone will like it, right? I think we're all a little scared. I'm not really too scared, but like I know some people are frightened of people's opinions because we're not that good sometimes. Like, and I'm not the best illustrator. I don't think I'm the best graphic artist. I actually was working as a DJ for the past 6-7 years. So I wasn't working as a graphic artist. So the whole merch by Amazon was like kind of me diving back into graphic design and rediscovering designing. And as towards the niches I do, I kind of pretty much try to stick to what I like. And that's what I was doing in the beginning. And that, I think in a way, it's kind of not such a great idea because I know there are other opportunities that do a lot better. But I don't know, I'm stubborn because I like music and I want to do EDM t-shirts, even though some, like my dog t-shirts I know are totally doing way better. But I'm like, no, I like music or like DJing. So
well, that's the beauty of it, right?
Yeah.
is like, you can pick and choose. Like, why get up and be miserable, like putting up, you know, designs and working on designs that are not interesting to you? You know, when you're making good money with what you're doing, and you can have the time to pick and choose. Oh,
Oh, the baby.
oh,
Hey. Hey.
oh, sweet. Hi.
That's Maddie, and that's
Oh.
Theo.
Oh, how are ya?
Hi.
Hi, Theo. Hi. Thank you for bringing them in.
Oh, so sweet.
Yeah, so as for the niches, you know, I try everything. I'm pretty much doing really well with dog stuff. And it's also because I have dogs and I love dogs. But sometimes I just, you know, I think I should focus on that a lot more because I'm doing pretty good on that. But like, I do put some effort into it, but I still do the other stuff I like, you know, and it's, you know, I don't know. But just like Bree said, you know, you want to wake up and do what makes you happy, right? And you want to like enjoy it. Not that I don't enjoy dog designs, I do enjoy it, but I just don't want to just focus on just what is working. Like, so I want to have a, you have to try to mix it up with things, I think. But it also depends on what stage you are in this business. If you're starting off and you really want to take off, definitely do what's working, because you want to get to that level where, like somewhere where I am, where I'm already making some good enough income where I can fool around with other things, right? And I can have some fun with it, because I already know I have a solid foundation that's doing really good, right? So, you know, but obviously, you know, I also definitely have to focus to do the things that are doing well. Like a lot of the political stuff sometimes does well, but I don't like politics. So, you know, sometimes I like, I don't want to do it. For me, it's like, it's just like, I don't know, it's just not enjoyable, but I know it works because I've been somewhat successful with that stuff.
And
So,
that's funny. That's funny. I love that you're pointing that out too, because it kind of shows the evolution of your strategies when you have been doing it for a while. Because I'll find myself now, I'm almost like a radar detector for certain designs that I think will sell well, but I'll go right by them if it's, you know, like when you're doing research and you get an idea and you're thinking, yeah, but it's not in my niche. You move it, you know, like, oh, I can't really apply that to my niche, but it's an awesome idea. Sometimes I will just pass, you know, you almost train yourself to have a good eye for this just from, I wasn't born with it. I had no idea how to do this kind of stuff, you know, and you get used to it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think somebody had asked what you use. Do you use Illustrator or you use
I use Illustrator and Photoshop.
Photoshop? Okay.
Pretty much both equally. I'm really like, I like mixed media, so I really do a combination of illustration, photo. I'll get even apps that have filters and fool around. I like just fooling around with things. A lot of the Adobe stuff. So I like this Adobe Capture. App.
Yeah.
I really like doing that. So, you know, either getting patterns from it or getting color palettes from it, or using the whole vector thing. So I'll take a picture of something. Let's say it's I'll get one of those free stock images. I'll take a picture, let's say, of a lion, vectorize it, and then I'll go into Photoshop and clean it up. Either add things to it or just clean it up. I'll put glasses on it, like stuff like that, right? So, you know, I don't just stick to one thing. I don't really just use Photoshop or just Illustrator, but I'll just throw other things on top of it and just have fun with it. You know, like I really have fun with it. So I'll just fool around. I'll find an app that I like the filter or I like the effect it does, and I'll throw something at it and see what comes out. And if it looks cool, I'll be like, let me try to do some more of this. It's just experimenting, you know, like this is that way I have fun with it.
That's a really good tip to always just incorporate fun into your day. We don't always talk about that on the show, but that's a really good thing because, you know, entrepreneurship can be lonely. It can be like grueling sometimes, having long days. So it is really important to have fun with what you're doing.
And with this too, like I know most of it doesn't work. I know most of it doesn't sell, but sometimes you find that one thing that it's just an effect or a style that with you having fun with these apps and it sells. And you're like, I mean, do more of this. Like some of the pop socket stuff, I used an app, I did a certain style to it, and I realized I was getting sales doing that style using that app, you know. So I was like, let's get some more, and then I got more sales. So, you know, me fooling around, you'll eventually find, you know, the little gold nugget here. That's let's do more of this kind of stuff.
I was just going to ask you that too, is if you're super analytical and really into the data, or are you more into like what you were kind of just describing, like kind of feeling the movement of sales in a certain area, and like because you can, you know, have the ability to go follow that. Do you do it that way? Or are you like, all right, on Mondays, I'm crunching numbers and I'm, you know, going to see what's selling and what I'm going to scale out from there? How do you approach that?
I definitely don't like data stuff. I'm not very, I don't enjoy looking at numbers too much or looking at, like, I'll definitely go in and do research to have an idea, but I don't go deep and analyze it too much. It's like, I just go in there, oh, this is cool. And then I go off, you know, and it's like, like something clicks and that's it. I don't need I don't need to verify if it's selling, how many a month,
that's
or
awesome.
what kind of need. But, you know, and it's not saying that this is the best strategy to take, because I still sometimes don't think it is. But just how I said, I want to enjoy my day.
Yeah, and it's what works for you.
And it's been working for me, and you know, I'm having fun with it, and you know, like and obviously I do some of the data research, look up the holidays that are coming up, make sure I always do that kind of stuff. So I always made sure I had my St. Patrick's Day designs. I had a few of them selling now, and like, so I make sure I take care of that as well. I don't just do whatever and just have fun. I definitely do my research, make sure I have those holidays down, make sure what's coming up. So I do have a plan, but my plan is also flexible.
I kind of called it an Amazon FBA, like the bread and butter of your business. So like, you know, you're going to make your holiday stuff. You know, you're going to do this, you know, like after a while, you've been in the business long enough that you have that foundation, like you were just describing. And then that's when you can have fun, take some calculated risks, and then roll the dice. And then, you know, sometimes that fun produces exponentially more sales. And, you know, you had the ability to do that because of the foundation you built. So that's cool.
Emily's asking, Daniel, have you used Astute Graphics AI plugins?
I know. I haven't heard of it. I don't think so.
Emily is so good with computers. Like anytime she asks a question, I'm like, Emily, I have no idea what you're saying. No clue what you're saying. She's awesome.
It's a Chrome extension?
I have no idea.
Okay. The only thing I really use consistently is Merchant Former. I do think it's a valuable program. Like, you know, it's all in there. Like, it has its data, it's a design thing. So I tell my wife to go in there, you know, do it. You can design here. You don't have to be a master at Photoshop. And then, you know, like Neil and their team keeps on adding things. So I think definitely Merchant Former is pretty much the only thing I consistently use. Everything else is, you know, I don't know. It's not necessarily, besides Adobe software, it's not really, I don't really do too much other software, or not consistently.
Which is interesting too, because sometimes we can get total shiny ball syndrome with like tools here, there, and everywhere. And I'm guilty of it. I love like, ooh, let me try this, let me try this, let me try this. And like, sometimes you don't need all that. Yeah. Sometimes it's just like finding one or two solid tools and you're good.
Yep.
Yeah, sometimes it's good to simplify things.
Yeah.
But I also like to experiment. Like I just got a tablet as well, so I'm using Procreate I'm trying to learn how to use Procreate a bit better and trying to
Too
get
bad we
my
don't have
design.
Amy on the show. Amy's in the chat though. That's her favorite.
Yeah,
if you
it's a
have
really good
questions,
one.
she's
So,
a good person
so
to
that's
talk to.
something new I'm using and having fun with it.
Nice.
Now, I also do use some stock image websites to get some images to manipulate. But yeah, just, I try to keep it simple. I was outsourcing for designers, but I never really, I don't know, I never really was 100% happy with what I was getting. I was always getting stuff and I would just tweak it to how I wanted it. So I don't know, and I didn't like managing a team in a way. I didn't like, because obviously if you don't tell someone what to do the next day or the next day, they're just sitting there doing nothing, right? So
it's a waste, if you don't utilize the team.
Yeah, so you always have to, you have to be consistent with that. So I didn't really enjoy that.
And that's Daniel, I want to also like highlight that you just said that, because I think that there's a common misconception that and I'm guilty of saying it too, like in order to scale, like sometimes you need help or you need tools or you need software, and that's absolutely the case. But then sometimes there's value in not having anyone to answer to, or to, like you said, worry about giving assignments to. And it's something that every entrepreneur has to decide what works best for them. For the longest time, it was, my husband and I, and my mom. And that worked really, really well for us. And then as my business goals changed, then so did my team. And it is a big responsibility to have people, that are working for you and virtual assistants, because you need to keep them busy and they're relying on you. But that does not mean, I think some people look at it sometimes like it's a trend. Like, I need to have a VA to help me. No, like, you don't need it. It's a convenience if you want it, if you can afford it. But again, you don't need it. You can still scale. There are ways to do great amount of sales without it. It's a give and take, right?
That's what I liked so much about your company, VA Rentals, because it's like you could just have a VA for a little while, or the design, the way you guys did the designs. I was on a subscription plan, so I would just get the designs. I didn't have anybody I had to manage. I didn't have anybody I had to do anything. They would do the keywords, they would do everything, and I would just upload. Like,
I think it's important to know that it's okay that your strategy evolves too. Like Daniel had asked earlier, and you and I both said that we were doing a little bit of our design work. Like, I co-own a design company. What the heck am I doing? And I say I don't have design background, and I don't. But the point is, it's easy. And so like, why not? If I'm in my Shopify store and I have an idea and I can knock out a design in 2 minutes now with an app, why wouldn't I? And then I absolutely have my team for stuff that I can't do, that I don't have the skill for. But like, you pick and choose, right? If it takes me 1 minute to do it real quick, why wouldn't I do it? And I've evolved to that point because I wasn't there before.
And I started doing it also because, partly just because I wanted to, make sure I could do it and do at least a few designs. But also it was, sometimes you just want to do a slight different variation. And it's like, why have, like, go find somebody to make a variation? It's like, you already have the design. You can do what, like, the couple little things you want to do. So that's what I've been mostly doing. And
I almost look at it as like being able to like do a little maintenance on work that I get done, right? Like, I should know a little bit of the ins and outs, and then I can tweak things myself. There's, so.
Well, speaking of art, have you, I haven't even looked, we were talking about thumbnails and stuff. Do you do thumbnails for your YouTube channel? That's something that I have not done for ours.
Yeah, I pretty much do it almost everything myself. Like, even when I was a DJ, I would do my own posters. So like, I was doing my own posters, doing my own promotional material. So that I always had that graphic design aspect with me, which helped me out with my DJ career. Like,
absolutely.
So like, everything married together, right? The whole my
So then
design.
you
And
got into marketing, especially when you have to promote yourself.
yeah,
Yeah, that's awesome.
so it was just part of the package for me.
Yeah, it all lent itself well to like what you're doing now in a little bit of a different way.
Now, I also do use Canva a lot for a lot of the social media stuff, just to get things done like that. I'll just, try to place things where they should be, and boom, that's it. So because you also don't want to spend too much time on certain things, because sometimes we want something to be perfect, and we'll waste time trying to make it perfect. And then after a few hours, you're like, screw it. And then, you just, sometimes it's just, get it out there. And I sometimes notice that the faster and the quicker I do things, sometimes the more successful it becomes, because I don't overthink it. I don't ponder
no second guessing, right?
A lot of like, and it does take, certain things do take time, and I've had designs that have taken time, but a lot of the designs that were really successful were just throwing them out there, like doing it quick. Stop
action taking.
Overthinking.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, that's Brianna all over the place. Action, just take action.
Yeah.
I'm in the middle. I take action, but I'm not.
I like my action taking gets a little crazy sometimes. Like imagine, like, if I was your daughter or something, like my parents, like Bree's action taking gets pretty like crazy. Like, oh, what does this do? Let's go check this out. So that's good to have a balance, Helen.
Yeah.
I totally lost my train of thought. Oh well. Bree, you got to ask a question. I had a question. I was ready to go.
I'm full of questions. So Merch by Amazon is that still your go-to for print on demand? Is that where you're mostly working right now?
Yes. But I'm trying to do Etsy a lot. So I'm building a few niche stores.
Awesome.
Trying to collect emails with that as well. I do enjoy it somewhat. I know some people don't like the customer service aspect of it, but I don't mind it. And because some people actually appreciate that, right? And then you get to chat, and they're like, "Oh, thank you so much," or like, "Oh, your t-shirt's gonna arrive in a couple of days. Hope you like it." And they're like, "Oh, thank you so much."
Yeah.
They leave a review. I loved it. Da 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 da. And sometimes they come back to your store, right? And they'll be like, "Oh, I really like the t-shirt. I really like the material." And you're like, and then obviously I recognize that, right? "Oh, thank you for coming back to the store," because you get a little star when someone orders again from your store. So you just have to be aware of that. And you're, "Oh, thank you for coming back." And then I had people coming back almost like third time, and then I'll give them another discount. "Whoa! So next time you come to my store, tell me you're gonna purchase something. I'll give you a discount."
That's awesome.
And then and then people appreciate that, right? And so
and that's a good point to make too, because I think we get a little excited about the introvertedness of like merch, right? So like we don't have to deal with anybody. We don't have to. So I think, especially me, because I have that introvert side of me, that I get comfy with that, right? Like you don't have to deal with anybody. And so it's cool to recognize that most businesses, you have to interact with your customers, right?
I know, we act like it's like such a big deal. Like,
yeah. And think about it like this too. Like they have no idea who you are, right? Like they're messaging like in their eyes, a big business, a big brand, a big company. So for us, even if they're irritating, to be pleasant and nice, like Daniel was saying, like they get so excited, my shirt's coming, like just be nice and shoot them a positive message, and it's not that bad. Yeah.
Awesome. Oh,
so
I finally remember what I was going to say about the you were talking about how you use Canva, and then Teresa was saying like does Canva have a template for YouTube thumbnails? Yes, it does. So that's I've done some of, when I was doing it for like a week or two, any thumbnails I did were from Canva. But you were saying about how like just do something quick, and then so you don't have to think about it a lot. I did that with my tips of the day. Like I always do the same picture for the tip of the day. it's like it's so lazy, but at the same time it's good because then it's consistent. People see the picture, they know like, okay, this is the tip for the day. Like it, so there's lots of things you can do like that where it's,
well, that's what you
take
can
a
do
lot
with
of-
your thumbnail too now. Like your YouTube thumbnail, just make like a basic background that you just swap something out real quick. And you have Canva, right? Use Canva before?
Yeah, me. Yeah.
Use it right in Canva and it saves it every time.
Yep.
I don't even have to hit save. And it's so simple. It just saves it in there. Oh, look, it's still there. Perfect.
Yeah, that's what I use. That's what I use for the tip of the day. And I think I just didn't like how it turned out. Like I did some of the thumbnails and it was the same template and it was from Canva, but I'm just like, oh, it doesn't look that good. But
you're overthinking it.
It's better than doing nothing.
Just have one on there.
It. Like if I doubt it, because there are videos that I've done on my YouTube channel where I'm like, it's not so great. But I'm like, screw it. Like you just keep on, that's the only way you're gonna grow, right? You'll get better. Your videos, if you're doing video on being on camera, you'll get better. Like I was a very introverted person, just like you kind of say, Brie. But like I knew that for me to be a DJ, I needed to be, be a bit more social, a bit more extroverted. I had to be on the mic, and I had to force myself to, come out of my shell a little bit, right? Yeah. So, you just have to keep pushing forward. Like sometimes you won't be in the most comfortable situation, because like even with the YouTube channel, like I'm so happy that I've made this channel because I got the opportunity to meet people. I've been able to make some money off of the YouTube channel. So if I was still like, cautious of what people would think, what people would say, because I do get negative comments. Usually it's not about my content. It's just they either don't like the way I look or the way I talk.
It's so stupid, isn't it?
I'm worried about what you're going to say of what I'm actually saying.
Yeah.
The content. But when if someone's not gonna like my beard, I'm like, oh, all right, whatever. That for me,
thank you for taking your time out of your day, right, to comment on my beard.
And I'm like, okay, that's nothing. I usually want someone to come and be like, you're doing it wrong. This is wrong information, because I think because since I just said I don't overthink it, I'm like, okay, I think I know this is right. Let's just do it. I'll make a mistake. I know there's might be some mistake or wrong information on my videos, but I'm okay to get the feedback that someone will, and I'm actually hoping someone will be like, you know what, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, and like we're not perfect. Like everybody's a human being, and
I'm so glad you brought that up, because that held me back for years, where I wouldn't go online or say anything or give any advice or give any help, because I was like, oh, well, I'm new. I don't know anything. Like, and then at some point, like when I started Merch Money, I'm like, okay, you've been doing this for 4 years. You're like in the e-com world, you're like old. Like this is not new anymore. So I finally like convinced myself, like, okay, you can help people. Like you don't have to, so I think people just worry. So, and now like with my tips of the day, I'm like, oh, I'm going to say something wrong. But if I ever say anything, or like if there's a better way to do it, people will comment. And then I'm like, oh, cool. Now I know another way.
Yeah, and I often just say that too, like, oh, sweet. Yeah, I love it. Thanks.
Yeah.
One video I was doing a tutorial about Photoshop, and then someone was like, dude, you're doing it like the slow way.
Yeah.
Do this, it'll be faster. I was like, thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
You just sped up my day, and I appreciate that. I'm like, yo,
at least if they're gonna like comment or be critical, like, then help us solve the problem, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I don't like your video quality. Okay, then how can I fix it?
Yeah, it's been so fun, and I've learned so much just by being able to talk to everybody, and so I just want to thank everyone who's come on the show and everybody in the audience that comes every time. And speaking of which, Yang just joined. Hi, Yang.
Hey,
we were talking about you earlier in the show, where we were talking way back when you were in the green room. We were talking about green room days at the beginning of the show. And then Amy commented, everyone has something to offer. Teamwork makes the dream work. So true.
Yeah, absolutely. It can be so isolating, in this industry without people to kind of like to do this with. You know, like I can't believe it's already been almost a year.
I know, I can't wait. So April, guys, will be a year. We're gonna have to start thinking of what we're gonna do.
Yeah, yeah. Wait, what's the actual date?
Well, my birthday is April 2nd, and it was after that. I want to say April 11th, but I don't really know. I'd have to go
my gosh.
somewhere around there.
I'm excited. Cool. Which actually I might as well point this out. We had talked about Etsy for a minute, and anyone who has already taken Easy Etsy, right, from Design for Dollars, we did the 2019 update.
Ooh.
So if you already have it, you're good. You already have it. It's in your dashboard already, and the whole entire thing is redone. You'll see the ad come out tomorrow. I couldn't decide if it was beefier or juicier. So I hope it's beefier. It's got a lot of meat in it. It's with a different pod partner, but it's really good. It's shorter, it's sweeter. It's
which pod partner?
Gluten.
Oh, nice.
Yes. And you know what? I wanted to throw this out there too, guys. Go check out Gluten, because I love it, because if you're doing the Shopify store thing, they have an integration, right? If you're doing the Etsy store thing, they have an integration. Both, or the Etsy store is very new. It's like beta. But if you're like me or Helen and a lot of other people that are doing both, well, then you can push, to both platforms with Gluten. But here's the cool thing that I figured out too, is if you, let's say, are using a different pod partner and your item goes out of stock, right? And you're like, oh my God, like, what am I going to do with this listing? It's been selling really well. If Gluten sells it, you can keep the listing up, and they have a process on the back end to just switch the back end on like your Etsy store or Shopify store. So really what you do is you're just switching out the person fulfilling it. Not person, company fulfilling it. So you don't have to take it down. You don't have to lose your sales history. You don't have to make a new listing and all that stuff. Gluten has like a few little buttons you push, and it will match it up with, if they have, obviously they're not going to fulfill a mug if it's not the same mug. You have to go over there and sync that to the matching product. But it's way easier than that very long-winded way that I just went about explaining it.
Awesome. I definitely want to try them out.
Yeah, and it's free. That's why I love Gluten, because you just hook it up and try it.
I gotta try out AOP too, all over print.
Yeah.
I met I don't know, Ugar, I think. Yeah, Ugar in at the merch conference, and I don't know. I'm really excited. They have so many good products over there. Yes. They just come out with pajamas too.
Yes, he's got tons of great stuff. And then there was the three that I talked to. I don't know if you guys saw Skew. That is really a really cool pod. It's SK and then U, like YOU.com. Okay. They have done collections for Nike, Reebok, Timberland. So the quality of the stuff is Nike quality. And it's handmade on demand, which is crazy. Cut and sew from bolts of fabric. That's if you want like a higher quality cut and sew, definitely check them out. They sublimate and they have beautiful colors. And then the other two I talked to were Custom Cat, amazing as well. 500 products in their catalog. I'm going to try and, I was going to say, I'm going to try to have them all on my website. Just kidding.
I know you will. You will.
And then Electric Create was the one that I spoke with that has sublimation as well. And then they have LED lighting in the shoes and in the hoodies and stuff. So like raves, or I don't know where else you would.
Or gamers.
Yeah, gamers is a good one. I was just thinking for like riding in motorsports, right? Like we're camping out at night with the LED lights. So anyway, those are a couple of different options you guys have too for Shopify. And
Teresa was just asking, she said that she really likes the products that AOP has, but she's worried about the fulfillment time because they're in Europe. And I was thinking like you guys was coming on soon, but I actually have them on the 8th. It's still another month out. I can't believe we were booked all the way to the end of April when I went in January. I went to the UK thing in January talking to him.
And it's already.
And we scheduled it the 8th. Oh, well, whatever. So we got another month, but he's going to be on this show. So you'll be able to ask those questions directly to him.
You know what's interesting, though? So a lot of the fulfillment centers that are across seas shipping to the U.S. have insanely fast shipping rates. A lot of them. Some of the bigger ones, they're overnighting like planes daily.
Yeah.
So like they're in the US being redistributed before we even know what's happening.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it, Teresa. You can ask him. He'll be on the show in a month, but he's in our group, so at least you have a person to the company, so you can always like ask, you know, if anything. But I think he said it was like either half or more than half of his customers are US based. So it's definitely not just a UK company.
He has some really cool products.
Really cool products. Yeah, some of them I'm like, oh, gotta hurry up and get those up. Well, we're already at almost 9 o'clock. Was there stuff we missed? Any questions in the chat? I feel like I've seen like a few things, but I haven't been following too closely. Anything else that you wanted to say, Daniel, or anything? Definitely follow Daniel. His YouTube channel is in the description.
I started posting on eBay some T-shirts with Printful.
Awesome.
Some hopefully, I don't know. We'll see. I've sold it. I sold a couple before, like a year ago, where I did it manually. But you know, the manual work, I just didn't like enjoy listing manually on eBay.
Oh, it's boring.
But now they have the whole integration with Printful, so it's almost like pushing it to your Etsy store or Shopify. So it's fairly easy. So I'm hoping, I just started doing that, so I'm hoping.
Awesome.
And they're shipping it not just to the States, because before I think it was only in the States. So now it's like Australia, Europe. So we'll see. We'll see. That's something new and exciting I'm trying out.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, eBay's so untapped, and so is Walmart. Has anybody tried it yet, doing POD on Walmart?
A lot of people can't get, well, at least from what I know in the Amazon FBA world, they're turning, or they have been turning down as of late, a lot of applications. So I don't know. I got a Walmart account years ago when I was heavy in Amazon and in the FBA world, and I haven't really leveraged it. My plans are
do it. Yeah, you can.
And you know what it is too. I believe there's a couple of different integrations, but ShipStation.
Yeah, I mean,
so
it's definitely possible.
Push directly over through Walmart with ShipStation.
And I think that is a very untapped one, because I haven't heard anybody talking about it. So I would.
I still feel like something on Poshmark needs to happen, because they have a boutique program with wholesale and new product and used product.
And it's a community type thing. So that would be good for branding, like our brandability group. We got to try that, because you can build your own little community over there.
Yeah. So many opportunities.
I know. I wish we had a little bit more hours in the day, but you just make hours like Bree does somehow. So.
I pull them out of thin air.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thank you so much for being on, and thank you everybody for watching, and thank you for coming on a week after you're supposed to be on.
Yeah.
Oh, no worries. Thank you.
Glad you were able to come on with us.
No problem.
Well, we'll let you get some sleep. I know you've been missing sleep lately, so thank you guys. We'll see you guys all next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Have a good night.